It's your girl T here, back with an inspired video. I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because you're tea timers. It's just what we do. Our affirmation of today is, my self-concept has always been perfect. Our self-concept has always been perfect. We're tea timers. We always have a beautiful, blessed self-concept. It's just what we do. I had a subscriber question and I thought I would do a refresher for anybody who's new or who just wants to hear this over again. He asked, what bearing does self-concept have when you're manifesting an SP? Self-concept is everything. For those of you who don't know what self-concept is, it's the concept that we have of ourselves and the concept that we have of the way other people and things look at us from an outsider perspective. So for my self-concept, for example, I consider myself the woman who has it all. My career is thriving. My money's right. Me and my SP have a beautiful, healthy, whole relationship. Everything always works out for me. That's a light self-concept of myself. How do you view the way other people look at you in relationships, career, success, finances, the way people treat you, show up for you? How do you think of yourselves in those areas? Do you think that you're lucky in love, or do you think love's hard for you? Do you think your money is always in order, or do you think money's hard to come by? Do you think you have to work 8,000 hours a week to get $1, or do you think that money flows to you easily and effortlessly? In school, do you think school's hard for you? You've always struggled as a student, or do you think that school's easy for you, and if you study for an hour or two, you'll get the grades that you want? Self-concept applies to every area of your life. Because we are the center of our universe, everything flows through us. So if we have poor self-concepts on certain areas, things are going to show up for us strategically in those ways. If we think of ourselves as powerful and things flow through us easily in every area of our life, it's going to make our manifesting so much easier. We want to make sure that we take 5-10 minutes and write down what our concept of self is in every area in life: money, career, success, school, love, what have you, and figure out where the holes in our self-concepts may be. Do we look at our concept in love and think after a year or two, our relationships are always a bust? Everyone else can get married, but marriage doesn't work for us because we don't get lucky in love. Whatever it is, I'm just throwing things out there. We need to figure out what our concept is in all these areas. Now, when we have sat down and made a list of what we believe our self-concept is in each area, and be honest, because the only one that you are shorting if you're dishonest in each area is yourself. So sit down and be honest. And then when you look at your list, if there's anything that you don't like that you wrote down, like let's say in love, that you're unlucky in love, you can change it. The 3D is malleable. The 3D, or the world as we know it, called reality, is just a compilation of old thoughts and beliefs that is garbage. It's done. It's old thoughts that have come out, and it's information that is being given to us to show us where our holes in our self-concept is. So if we think we're unlucky in love, you simply affirm the opposite. I'm always lucky in love. Love's always been easy for me. That's another thing. You can use revision statements. Revision statement is something that revises the old version that we have of our past. So if you are saying, I've always been unlucky in love, now you would change it: I've always been lucky in love. It tells our brain that from the beginning of our life to now, we've always been lucky in love. Same thing for money. Money's always been hard for me. Change it: money's always been easy for me. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. It always has. I've always had thousands of dollars in my bank account. Always is a really great word to use in revising statements because it indicates that there's no beginning, no end. It's just always been. Revision is my preferred technique because it's more of a blanket sort of situation where it takes care of all of the old past beliefs that don't serve us. So I say always for a lot of things. I've always been rich. I've always been chosen. I've always been prioritized. I've always had everything my way, so on and so forth. So that's what self-concept work is. I don't want you spending the next 10, 15 months on self-concept. Just write a small list of what your perfect self-concept looks like, and then say to yourself all the time, I've always had the perfect self-concept, and point to the paper. I've always had the perfect self-concept. If you read your list of what a perfect self-concept is for, 5-10 minutes every single day, your brain will get accustomed to what your version of perfect self-concept is, and you'll start seeing the changes in your 3D reality because it will resort back to what your perfect self-concept is. Make manifestation easier for you. Set some rules in place, like you always manifest in X amount of time. things work out for you this way, love looks at you this way, your person looks at you this way, school is this way for you, etc. Set your rules and then just affirm that your self-concept's always been perfect. Affirm that things have always worked out for you and see how it changes in your 3D reality. We don't have to make this hard. We just have to figure out quick ways to get straight to the point and manifest as quickly and easily as we need to. If y'all have questions about this, please ask them below. Remember, when you're building a house, you want it on a solid foundation. You're the house. You're the foundation. So you want your foundation to be solid so that the house can sit on it for the rest of a lifetime. If we build it on a shaky foundation, the house is going to be shaky and crumble before our eyes. The foundation would be your rules, your self-concept, and then everything that flows out of that house is going to be solid and perfect from there. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye!